Warning, what you're about to see is extremely rare. You may have never seen this in your entire life. You may never see it again. Brace yourself. A rusted 3rd gen Cummins. It doesn't look like much, but just picked up a bumper for 60 bucks at the Wreckers. It's a lot better than what we have, so something to work with anyways. I'm gonna try and buff off all the black paint and crap here, and I'm gonna respray it. And it's not gonna be perfect, but it'll be a lot better than what we have. Stuff is actually coming off pretty easy, so I don't think it'll be that bad. She's rotted right out. You can see right through the cab corners. It's pretty bad. Tailgate too. The old rusted 3rd gen. They're pretty much all like this nowadays. But I genuinely do enjoy buying older vehicles like this, putting a little bit of work into them, and driving something new every once in a while. So in this video, we're just gonna swap out the bumper. And I've never really played around with Bondo or anything either, but we're gonna try and patch up that rocker panel on the driver's side there, that rear cab corner. I got some of this stuff. So they have different styles of this as well, if you are looking to get some for your own truck. This expands up to a 3-inch crack, big gap filler. They have as low as 1-inch cracks. So I got the big gap filler because that is a really massive hole under there, and we'll see how it goes. So I used some compressed air, blew out all the dirt and crap in there, and you can see it's way worse now. That is a massive hole. So this stuff really has its work cut out for it, and we'll see if it's up to the task. Just turned the heater on, and I've got it blowing directly onto the bumper here. It is a little bit cold outside, but I will be spraying it outside. I don't want to get paint and everything in my garage. It's around 0 outside right now, so hopefully the paint sticks to it decent. A little shot from the backside, tried to get it in there as thick as possible, and that is going to expand quite a bit, so leave this for 24 hours and it should cure fairly hard, and then we can cut the excess off and sand it down. Holy, something's starting to grow out of me truck. So I had this curing overnight, had the fan on it there. And you can see where I cut it kind of premature and it wasn't done expanding yet. So let it sit for the full 24 hours and it'll probably be a little more dense if you don't cut it multiple times. Yeah, this is rock solid. Ooh, that's what she said. And she's ready to cut and trim. And we'll put a little bit of Bondo on it and sand it down, try and get it as smooth as possible. And then we'll give it a little bit of touch-up paint, and hopefully it'll turn out okay. That's actually a pretty good surface to work with. Oh, it looks better already. It's pretty smooth. And I'm not gonna lie, that is oddly satisfying to cut. So far, I'm super impressed. I've only been working with this for a couple minutes, just sanding it, and it is super easy to work with, and it's looking great. Oh man, this thing is raw. So I got my little bit of Bondo on, it's cured. I'm just using this little drywall sander. It actually works pretty good to keep everything level and just level it out. My intentions with this, like, I don't need it to be perfect. I just want it to look kind of half-ass decent instead of a rust bucket. So this thing works pretty good for that. I was sanding by hand a little bit too, but it's really hard to keep it level. So quick little tape job because I wanted to keep the decals. This is a Laramie, so it's nice to have the fully loaded trim on the tailgate still. And now let's hit it with a coat of paint. Painting in the dark. Wish me luck. This usually doesn't go well. First layer. Well, I got my Bondo curing right now. A little bit of a sand. It should turn out not too bad. So decided to try and color match it. Not sure how it's going to turn out yet. The paint's still wet, so it's not a perfect match. I really hope I don't get any tiger striping, but we'll see how it goes. I think it's still going to look better than a completely black tailgate and red truck that stands out. Oh baby. Well, that's not perfect, but it's way better than it was before. I'm just gonna let this cure overnight. I'm gonna go give the whole truck a wash tomorrow, get it out in the daylight, see how it looks, and that's pretty much as far as I'm gonna go with it. I'm happy with how it turned out so far, and we'll see the final result tomorrow. Pretty nice sunset. Figured I'd get a little bit of footage of the paint, final product here. So I've learned a few things along the way. I was rushed for time because it was getting really cold and I wanted my daily inside the garage again. But if you were gonna do this yourself, obviously you'd want to cut out all the rust quite a bit past where you want to patch so that you don't have any of the previous body panels sticking out. Cab corner, if you remember before, was a hole completely through. It's definitely not the prettiest thing, but it does look a lot better than it did before. So it's not perfect, a little bit of tiger striping, but it's pretty decent. You can still see some rust bubbles underneath, but it's not bad. Definitely cleaned the truck up a lot. You can still see where the rust previously was. It'd be a good idea to sand the paint completely to bare metal. And one really useful tip, if you're using that spray foam, do not spray paint directly on it. That paint deteriorates the foam and it deforms very quickly. So you'll have to put a layer of Bondo over top. And that Bondo will insulate between the foam and the paint. Hopefully those couple of little tips help you on your next project, and we'll catch you in the next one.